Scorpio, your weekly toxic love reading begins with stagnant, excuses, fixated, wow, envious, and irresponsible. Okay. Well, that's the toxic energy that's riding over all of this. Let's go ahead and get your main spread out and see what is going on in this toxic connection. We have Knight of Swords covered by an Eight of Swords. For you, Scorpio, you've got Seven of Swords. Wow. That's treachery, the world, and Two of Pentacles. Your person is coming in with Queen of Cups, Ten of Wands, and the Empress. At the bottom of the deck, Five of Cups. Despair, loss, grief, mourning, right? Certainly a breakup. So let's get right at the heart of your reading here, Scorpio. Listen, right away, you're coming in with a lot of hot air, all right? You've got something to say. You are extremely sort of communicative. You've got something on your mind right now that you're fixated on. You're going to shout it from the rooftops, right? This is all about communication here and your desire, the strong, strong passion you have to express something that's on your mind. So listen, but right away, I'm going to tell you, I feel like this is a reading for a Scorpio who wants to say a bunch of things to somebody who doesn't want to listen. Right away, you have treachery here, Seven of Swords, the World, and Two of Pentacles. You know, you really feel, this is going to be a tough reading, Scorpio, you've really resorted to some treacherous stuff. Like you feel like you're right. You feel like whatever it is you have to say is right, and you really don't care. And I'm not sure that you've necessarily put the effort in to figure out if you are right. Seven of Swords energy can be quite treacherous, but it's also it's also futile energy. Seven of Swords is like someone who really just doesn't take the time to figure out the right information or the right way or the truth. And so they fail oftentimes, and the world is there. This world is in shadow for you, Scorpio, because you think you have your finger on the pulse of something, and I don't think that you do. And most of this is because you haven't taken the time to figure out if what you're saying, believe, or what your belief or stance here is actually correct. So your toxic energy here is irresponsible, fixated, excuses, stagnant. Your person is somebody who's really moved on. They've dropped that Ten of Wands, Queen of Cups is there, Empress. This is someone who has really taken the time to get in touch with themselves. They've done a lot of soul searching and a lot of work. And, they're on their path. This is an X, Scorpio. This is absolutely an X. You have Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck. This is absolutely an X that you are not able to get over. And you are right now fixated in trying to communicate with them. But let's get some clarity. Wheel of Fortune comes in, you're stuck. Hanged Man. Yeah, events come in that really show you how stuck you are. You know what I mean? How Hanged Man is fixation. You're fixated on having a certain view about something, and it's just not that way. And there's no room. You're not Five of Swords, argument, power struggle. Yeah, you're going to have some issues with balance of money. Five of Swords, Scorpio, you have a lot going on here. Like there is a lot of game playing here, mental gymnastics that you're about. You're fixated on this person. You're almost, I'm going to say, you have an idea about something and it just isn't that way. Aquarius energy, Star, and the Fool. Let's get some clarity for them. Nine of Wands and Nine of Pentacles. Boom. They are on their own, doing their own thing. They are with somebody who loves them. They are moving on with somebody. They've really let go of some burdens. Listen, they've let go of anything that they were carrying that has to do with this relationship. Okay, this person is an ex that you are fixated on, Scorpio, and that you really need to let go because they have absolutely firmly moved forward, right? There's a battle still here with you, right? There's a battle here with you. You just won't let them be. And there's your Seven of Swords and Page of Swords as well. You're not letting them be, and they just want independence. They want to be free. Take care. you're hovering, you're smothering, you're overbearing, you're trying to make a connection where the connection is lost. I'm sorry, this is a tough reading, Scorpio, but this is how it comes. If you resonate with it or not, this is the message. This is tough, but this person is, wants to be out from underneath of your smothering, wants to be out from underneath of all of this. There's a lot of excuses here. Yeah, this is interesting. I feel like you maybe make excuses to yourself for when you're wrong, but you never just accept that you're wrong. When this is an obsessive energy here. Eight of Wands, Knight of Swords. Very obsessive in terms of insisting on wanting to talk to this person. This person may have blocked you, right? They're coming in. Listen, Page of Swords, Seven of Swords. So there's a desire here to keep you away. There's a desire here to not communicate with you. They don't trust. There's no trust here. I think that this is a relationship, very toxic, Scorpio, that got out of hand. It may have involved stalking. It may have involved a lot of unwanted attention, unwanted communication. A lot of this is coming from you being very much fixated on the fact that you are correct, that you know what you want, that this is the person you want, and your whole view is skewed. Right? Your whole view is skewed because you're coming from a place that is flawed. You're coming from a stance that is flawed. You're making assumptions and you're taking certain feelings as fact, but they are just that. They're only your feelings. They're not proof of anything here. And this person here has been very clear about their feelings. They've not been, listen, they have Empress, strong female, feminine energy, very empathic. You're dealing with somebody here who's extremely empathic, extremely sort of in tune with emotions and with their own emotions. They have a Ten of Wands. They've completely let go of any burden or connection here with you, and they have healed. This is a very emotionally strong person. So they've made it very clear to you how they feel. And if you're not taking that, if you're making excuses here that don't need to be made, then you have this fixated energy. Very, very much so here for you. Interestingly enough, though, Star and Fool come in, there is an opportunity here for you to maybe become fixated on something else. Something does come in for you, Scorpio, that makes me feel like you get a whole new chance. But this whole new chance is not with this person. This is with somebody else. Okay, so there is something that comes in by happenstance, perhaps, because you are all over the place with that Two of Pentacles. You're trying in many ways, I want to say, to make a connection or to communicate or to say something to this person, but you're being blocked. And I think through those efforts, you do possibly here have an opening for something different. But again, Scorpio, this needs to be let go of because it's not there. And the reason why it's not there, Scorpio, is, again, let me reiterate, you are coming from a flawed stance. You are thinking from a very narrow, personal, almost somewhat narcissistic viewpoint, and you're not taking other people's feelings, emotions, and what they've told you into consideration. And so that's extremely toxic. That's the kind of thing that borders on stalking and obsessive behavior, when you're obsessively sort of fixated on somebody who's not returning that energy to you, and they're telling you they don't want the connection, yet you refuse to believe them. Zebra and Dolphin. Well, uniqueness comes in, Zebra energy, fire, and Dolphin is healing. Well, the Dolphin is one of the most empathic animal spirits. And again, you are dealing with somebody who is very much an empath. But Scorpio, your sign is all about going through very difficult trials and tribulations to be reborn again. And oftentimes you bring that into other people's lives. But I think in this case, this may be a case of somebody bringing it into your life and acting as a dolphin in a way to you. This is a difficult situation, but ultimately there will be some healing here for you. Zebra is here also. There's a very unique way of looking at the world, but the zebra brings with it strength and positivity, and also makes room for other people's uniqueness. And so, Scorpio, although yes, you are unique and you can feel correct in your own skin and your own stance, you must make room for other people's own unique feelings, creativity, and stance. and emotions and decisions, right? And that learning process is something that perhaps you will go through here with this person, because this person is going to force you to have to accept that, what you want is not always what you're going to get. It's that simple. All right. Scorpio, this is your weekly toxic love reading. I do hope you resonated with it. If you did, please like, subscribe, share, sound off in the comments. All of that stuff really helps me out, and appreciate it when you take the time to do that. But for right now, Scorpio cross watchers, please remember these readings are not going to resonate with everybody. They may be vice versa as well. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Bow and Arrow Tarot, and I hope to see you guys all next week for your weekly toxic love reading. Bye-bye now.